Imagine a career that includes all of Scottsdale's historic and economic eras, and you'll begin imagining the life of George Doc Cavalliere.
Doc Cavalliere was born here in Scottsdale 91 years ago. Scottsdale was just a little dusty crossroads, a small community, 80 or 100 people, handful of houses, little businesses. It was very small.
Doc is the son of Scottsdale's first blacksmith shop owners, Mary Alice and George Cavalliere.
Well, his parents came over in 1910, and they're from Santa Barbara, which was also a small community in those days. And his father was the fellow that repaired the dredges that were widening the Arizona Canal. And when that work was completed, he decided to stay and start a blacksmith shop.
Doc remembers the early days in Scottsdale.
Oh, I just remember the irrigation ditch running right by the shop. There's nothing, a few places in town, a few houses, not many.
As a teenager during the 1930s, he worked as a cowboy on Brown's cattle ranch. He also herded sheep, delivered ice from Brown's General Store, shined shoes at Guy Roberts' pool hall, and even caddied at the old Ingleside Inn golf course.
I don't think many people realize how many careers Doc Cavalliere had. As a young man, why, he worked around the blacksmith shop, and then during World War II, he went off to the Air Force.
Doc was an accomplished aircraft mechanic and served primarily in Italy. After the war, Doc turned the family blacksmith business into an ornamental ironwork shop.
He changed the blacksmith work because as the farms disappeared, why, he became an artisan in ornamental iron.
Oh, we'd make anything, you know, repairs, or we were doing some ornamental work and whatever come in.
He did work for the Goldwater family and for many of the prominent homes in the area. He did the ornamental work on those homes.
Today, Cavalliere's is Scottsdale's oldest continuously operating business, an Old Town Scottsdale landmark operated by Doc's son, Gege. After Scottsdale incorporated in 1951, Doc served on the early town council.
That first 10 years as a city councilman, he certainly had a hand in helping shape Scottsdale, the most western town. And I think that it's probably Doc Cavalliere who did as much as anyone to make that saying reality.
In 1958, Doc bought land that included a general store northwest of Pinnacle Peak.
Pinnacle Peak at one time was a stage stop, and he bought it, and there was a few buildings there, and he converted to what looked like a small old western community, and started providing 2 and 3 pound steaks right there, large steaks. He developed a very, very large following.
He moved salvaged buildings from the wartime Thunderbird homes up to the property and opened Riata Pass Steakhouse.
That was my western name. You know what a riata is?
No.
That's a rope. It's made out of skin. Then they braid them. You go. I think I have a couple of them in there, so I wanted to sound western.
Yeah.
For 50 years, countless residents and visitors have fond memories of driving the scenic route up to Doc's place, dancing to the Western Gentlemen of the Riata Pass, and eating a big cowboy steak under the stars and saguaros. In 1976, he opened the Alfresco Greasewood Flats restaurant next to Riata Pass, and delighted diners with his casual display of Western ranching equipment.
I'm a collector of junker, or whatever you want to call it.
He also reconstructed a chapel on the site, where many Western-themed weddings have taken place. At 91, he's still a presence at both restaurants, enjoying the camaraderie of the West.
You sit there and people get acquainted with each other that never before, you know, they're close enough.
Yeah.
And they get acquainted with each other, and they all bring their kids. And that's how I clear up. And they get acquainted that way, I think.
And you can talk to Doc, and Doc doesn't say very much. And when he gets all done, he's always very nice. He'll shake hands. He'll take you out, walk you out to where your car is. He's a gracious man. He'll furnish you anything he has. When I think of Doc, I always think of that big smile, and that quiet conversation. Doc's a very humble man, and he doesn't talk about a lot of things. He just doesn't.
Doc Cavalliere is an icon of Scottsdale history, having lived and worked here for 9 decades, and having made life just a little more friendly and fun for all of us.